Good morning! It's about 7:15 on Tuesday the 27th of August, and I'm just setting off from Peterhead, walking through to Fraserburgh, and I've just been talking to a local chap because in front of me I've got a choice. I can take the high road or the low road, as they say in this part of the world. My choice is I can walk right along the coast, right along the beach, and just talking to this very nice chap a couple of seconds ago, he said, well, if you don't like walking on beaches, mate, he says, I definitely wouldn't go on the beach, he says, because it's very hard work. So that was good advice, and he said, you can't walk with shoes on, you've got to take your shoes off, there's a few rocky bits, you know, you've got to be careful with the tides, blah 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 blah, which was enough for me to say, okay, thank you very much, I know what I'll do then. And good morning, mate, I'll take the main road, and it's going to be quite boring. I hope there's going to be enough of interest for you and for me, and I'm sure there will be. And I've got to be honest with you, the last time you saw me I walked up here to Peterhead from Cowden Bay, I think it was called, and it was a hard walk, it was a lovely walk. I didn't get back until quite late. If you remember, I was given a very nice meal in plastic containers by some lovely ladies who were in a very nice hotel restaurant. Fabulous ladies, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And so the man collecting all the rubbish at this time of the morning, blimey. And yeah, sorry. And then yesterday, I know it was bank holiday, it didn't really make a great deal of difference to me or what was going on up here, and I was away from the madding crowd anyway. I just had a very quiet day, editing the day before yesterday's film, putting it on, excuse me, and just a bit of sitting about really. I felt very lethargic yesterday. I didn't feel in a particularly good mood. I'm decidedly bored. I'm quite lonely. I haven't really had many people to talk to, and I'm just a bit fed up, really. And the prospect of this walk now, all the way up to John O'Groats, I'm not having any problems at all with the walking and my fitness and what I'm eating and what I'm drinking and all this kind of stuff. I've got that. That's all sorted. It's more or less the same every single day, eating more or less the same every single day, etc, etc, etc. But I have got a bit fed up. I just want to get this over with now. You know, I've been walking now since April last year, and I've still got another month to go, and that's a lot of work. And my prediction of reaching John O'Groats by the 22nd of August, I think that's starting to slip away a little bit. It's going to be a bit later than that, I think, now. But I'm not unduly worried about when, because I know I'm going to be out of Scotland before the winter sets in. But I've got a lot of things to do. I was saying that there's a few niggly things that have happened, one or two little repairs that I needed to do. Well, I spent yesterday actually going to Halfords and buying the real McCoy proper stuff, which I know it's a bit expensive, Halfords, but it's good and you get a guarantee and all the rest of it. So I bought some new switches. I had to put some radiator sealant in because my radiator was leaking just a little bit. That all seems to be okay now, and I had a go with my computer and kind of updating it, and I did quite a good job of that because that's been a bit of a worry. And apart from that, everything's okay. But to be honest with you, I'm doing far too much computer work. It's taken over my life, really. And then it's lovely having all these people come on board, and there's some genuinely nice people, but with that you also get one or two nutcases as well, people sending you messages in the middle of the night to say, oh, I'm just chatting this woman up or something. And you get, with respect, an awful lot of overseas people from Africa. Can you send me some money, sir, etc. And this is just going on and on and on, and I'm just finding it quite irritating, and I'm finding it very difficult to find something new and interesting on YouTube and all these things apart from football and stuff, and I'm just finding it a bit difficult. I had a very nice long chat with Trish on Sunday morning. She was sat in the garden. She said it was absolutely gorgeous down in Grimsby, and she's fine, and Harry's fine, and so on and so on. And she was asking my plans, and I said, don't really know what I'm going to do when I've finished up here, and I'll be calling and seeing a few people on the way back, but I've got no idea when I'm going to be getting back to Grimsby. But it won't be long after. Like, it'll be somewhere September, October, and I'm not quite sure when. And then we can sit down and talk about things, and we can move forward, I hope. So, anyway, here we go to Fraserburgh. It's a gorgeous morning. There's not a breath of wind. It's absolutely stunning. Looks like the tide's, I'm not sure that it's in or out. I think it's about halfway, I think. But it is going to be a lovely walk. The main road, I know it's going to be busy, and this is the best option for me. I'm not quite sure how far Fraserburgh is exactly, but I would guess somewhere between 10 and 15 miles. Starting off at 7 o'clock this morning. With a bit of luck, I might be finished by midday-ish or something. And then I'll get the bus back to Peterhead, and I'll get some shots of Peterhead itself, because the Morrison's supermarket that I've been staying on for the last couple of days on the car park is only about 200 yards actually away from where we are, well, from where I started this walk. But as I say, it is a lovely morning. I am feeling good, and I'm looking forward to getting this out of the way. So, hoots mon, there's a moose loose about this hoose. It's just after 9 o'clock and I've reached St Fergus. I'm just having about a 20-minute break actually, quite enjoying sitting on this comfortable seat outside what used to be a pub at one time. I think the days of pubs in this area seem to be pretty well numbered. I expected something quite a bit bigger at St Fergus than there actually is, and I'm not going to bang on about cups of tea, but I could do with a cup of tea. But I've got plenty of food and water and stuff like that with me, and a bit of juice and a bit of some Scotch eggs and all the usual things. It's always a bit of a drag walking on a road. The A90 isn't a particularly busy road, bearing in mind that there's only one place to go really, and that's Fraserburgh. And I will be coming off this road maybe in another 5 or 10 miles or something like that, 5 miles maybe, and heading more directly for Fraserburgh, which includes taking in some of the coast and the coast path, if there is a coast path. I kind of defend my decision to walk the road. The beach didn't look very promising at all. I think it's far more dangerous walking along these beaches where you're completely on your own, you've got no idea about tides, rocks, sand, and it's very hard to walk on. And I know it's tedious walking on the A90 or any road for that matter, but I think now I've got like the rush hour, so to speak, out of the way. It's after 9 o'clock. I think things will quieten down now. I don't think we'll see as much, and there's certainly not as many big lorries as I expected to see. So I'm just going to keep going. It's just something, as I say, it's my choice, and it's awful really. I hate it, and but it's got to be done. Well, now this is more like it. It's just a single track road. It's only about, what, 10-12 feet wide. This will do me away from that traffic, and I stuck to my task. got it done pretty quickly. I can start to enjoy the rest of the day now, and I'm not doing too bad. I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, I reckon, so I'm quite happy. It's 2:30 now, and I've just called in and had a really nice cup of tea in like a community centre cafe where they did all their own home-baked confectionery, and it all looked very impressive. Must admit I wasn't tempted. I'm not a sweet lover at all. But I'm about an hour now to. I've got to walk along the front here now. Therefore the sea is going to be on my right hand side, and I'm heading into Fraserburgh, and I reckon it's going to take about an hour. Then I'll be getting the bus back again to Peterhead, and then driving through here and spending the night here. And it looks a very nice place, very quiet, but this is the corner that I keep referring to, having walked right up this coast. Once I get to Fraserburgh, I turn left and I'm heading west then, and that'll be a big milestone for me to get over that. It might lift my spirits a little bit. Anyway, let's see.